Like I'm all alone. Not a shoulder for me to cry on, nigga. Make me wanna pull that fire on, nigga. I need shelter from the rain. I'm just trying to ease the pain. From a boy to a man, just understand that I can't get enough, so I'm grinding like a maniac. 2018.
Yeah, we back. We back in the cave, man. Episode 13. We in Vegas this time. I'm in here with my beautiful sister, Miss Stephanie Gunner Ryder. What's up, sis?
What's up, Strat?
Hey, good to see you.
We in here.
Yeah, we in here.
I feel like I'm at home.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm at home. You got Jesse.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
God.
Real talk. Well, before we get started, let me pour us up a little drink.
Oh, that's perfect. You know, we got the Queen Cups. Real royalty.
Yeah. So, sis.
Yes.
You know.
Oh, cheers. Cheers to prosperity.
Have our first little drink.
Yeah.
Well, sis, I got you on the podcast because I see you doing your thing in the beauty industry.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So, first I want you to tell me, I want you to tell the viewers too, how did that come up?
Well, I don't know if you know me, you remember even back, it was something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to be in beauty. We used to have, I don't know if anybody remember, but my sister used to be doing hair. We had the whole little bootleg beauty shop. But like I used to have, be trying to shape up everybody's eyebrows. And when we would have proms and balls and all that stuff, like we would all be at my house. I'd be doing everybody makeup.
Yeah.
We was always kind of into it then. But, after being out there and kind of like getting in trouble a little bit and then going to the military. Whenever I got out, I knew that I wanted to start my own business. I had already went to school for business and stuff. So it was almost like I just circled back. And I always say that, like, it's almost like life just always come back full circle. So it was something I was always interested in. And honestly, because we was going to be talking about the beauty industry, I was just going to say to everybody, like, if it's something that you've been interested in, just go for it because you're going to love it. Like, if you any little bit of interested in it, then you're going to enjoy it because it's just, you can't really be, you go to work, you hang out with your homegirls, you make them feel good, you make them look good, and there's really no work whenever that's what your job is. And then, after having the other girls in here and stuff like that, like giving them the opportunity to pretty much help more people and help themselves. So I can't, that's the life.
You most definitely,
that's the life.
If it's up to me, you know what I'm saying, just thinking about it, you most definitely picked the great, you know what I'm saying, the lane, you know what I'm saying, because, women, they got to have maintenance on themselves.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, I love what you're doing out here, you know what I'm saying, and I see that you also putting other women on too.
Definitely.
So you know what I'm saying? Give a shout out to the ladies so that
because they all in here, y'all can't see them, but I want to give a shout out to Nurse D at Naturally Nurse. She does our body contouring here. We have Nisha with Hemp Goddess. She has the crystal shop, all the accessories and everything here.
That crystal
who's
shop
also gonna be coming with us. And who else is over there? Jazz with Didy Allure. Jazz just joined us. Actually, she is new in the game, so it's all, having her, and then also Derry's not here, but I want to give a shout out to Derry at Derry Aesthetics. Having them two girls, kind of, they just starting, in the beginning, but to really be happy being here, like, man, we like working here and being here. It's just it's just like family, like when people come to my business, like coming to my home, and who else I can't forget? We have Krista at the Sugar and Wax Bar, specializes in sugaring. My Ace Boom Coon partner in crime, Denisha at Boss Beauty Studio. She is a intimate skincare specialist, so focusing on Brazilian waxes and intimate skincare. And also Hair by Shira. So Shira Wright is also one of the braiders that we have here. And then Miss Elaine Destiny, she does the sister locks, the and also like natural hair care, regular locks and all that. So like it's a lot of us, in here, and that's why we have to kind of like expand because and honestly, it really touched my heart because people literally get like, do you have rooms? Do you have a room? I want to come, I want to be in there. So
be a part of it.
That was really like one of the main reasons why I decided to open the second location because, people want to work. People want to really get out there and support themselves, not just, they want to support themselves mentally, spiritually, and financially. You know what I'm saying? By doing what they actually like to do. And I think a lot of people have really, let that go. People normally will go work a job and then they do, what they like on the side or whatever. And that dream really is not dead. Like seeing them coming from working in the industry 9 years as an employee and then stepping out and actually starting their own business. You know what I'm saying? It's very dope to watch. And especially with it being women and everybody here, we just have a really good mix right now with everybody being super supportive, uplifting. They all really grinding, trying to take care of their business and helping each other.
That's what I was gonna say though. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's a beautiful thing. When you can have a bunch of individuals come together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they have their individual businesses.
Yeah, and enjoy each other. It's great company, because, hey, I'm not going to lie.
You had a good time since you been here?
As soon as I walked in here, I could feel the energy.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing but positivity in here. Real talk. I don't know if that's the crystals working. Who's the crystal girl?
Yep, got it.
Crystal girl?
Yes.
Yeah, real talk.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
You already know we blessed the space and everything before we started.
I saw it.
I was like, this gonna be a good shot.
Yeah. God bless the cave.
Definitely.
And squad. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing. Real talk. So, sis, I gotta admit though, when I look at you as my sister, I really want to say that you real badass, because you went from cheerleading. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, from the second grade up, because my sister was a cheerleader too. So
then you joined
the military. Well, we have to back up because the cheerleading happened.
Okay.
Then this why y'all got to keep y'all kids in extracurricular activities. When the cheerleading stopped, that's whenever I started getting in trouble. So you got to rewind. We had a little error where we had to go backwards, and but it all worked out to really kind of catapult me into eventually going to the military.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny how things work, because some of your biggest challenges end up being your biggest accomplishments. Making it out of high school was a big challenge, but it was an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Shout out to all of my childhood friends who used to be skipping school with me when y'all turned out all right.
Hey, me.
I remember it was me and Brittany. We knew we had failed the 11th grade, so we was like, we got to figure out how we going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of Port come on, we got to get a diploma. I remember we went to Eagle Academy in Beaumont. We drove there. And it was just us. We didn't even have our parents with us. We were just trying to find a way, because we already knew we had messed up. So we okay, we drove to Eagle Academy, and then we went to Richard Milburn in Beaumont, right? We applied, we got in. So we was able to test out of class and stuff when we first got there, because I was always smart, you know what I'm saying? But you just get in trouble.
I mean, you cheated off my paper a couple of times.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I remember.
I doubt that. I'm pretty sure you was because it was me. It was all three brains together. It was me, Crystal, and Brittany. We had our brains together.
All right.
But going there and I just knew I needed a diploma so I can go to the Air Force, and then even getting in the Air Force and actually experiencing being kicked out. Due to so I talk about it openly all the time on my page about being kicked out of the Air Force for wrongful use of marijuana. I know, right? But it's I honestly, I think I really was how when you just hate something so much, you start really manifesting your way out of things, and when I look back now, honestly, it wasn't that bad.
No.
It was just where my mind was at, and that's in everything, even now. It's when you shift in your perspectives and you find a way to make a way or whatever, but getting out really just kind of gave me that motivation. I always knew I wanted to have my own business even when I was in. I had planned on doing my 20 years and then getting out and, retiring from the military and starting a business. So I went to school for business when I was in. Okay. And I learned a lot. Just systems, processes, being in the military, all that stuff. But I ain't gonna lie. Felt a little bit of a glass ceiling, kind of coming, especially being somebody that's so expressive. Yeah. That's why my hair always is different. And, shout out to my new haircut. Shout out to Ayana. Because, now it's I can fully express myself. I can dress however I want to, do whatever I want to, you know, and so it's really nice. And then I like to be able to encourage other people to be able to do that for themselves too, you know, like we really hamper a lot of people because we don't let them be themselves, you know, so.
But you know, if we look back at our past mistakes, you know what I'm saying, in life though, we understand though that those, we thank God for those mistakes.
Your greatest challenges be your greatest accomplishments, you know, like going through school, like I said, you know, going to the military was a challenge, but accomplishment. Leaving was a challenge, but also accomplishment. And then starting this business, you know, it's a challenge, but it's also accomplishment, you know. I started actually when I got out of the Air Force, I was actually doing photography because I knew that I was looking for like a low overhead business to kind of, you know, I think at the time I didn't realize I wanted to be self-employed. I thought I was in business, So I started off doing the photo booth, and in the process of that, because I was paying out of pocket for everything, like I built the photo booth myself instead of like paying like 10 grand for one. Like I built one for like $3,500. Yeah. So I bought the like enclosure. I got the laptop, the camera, the software, like all this stuff. But I'm buying it piece by piece, so I had the camera first. So I just started taking pictures of like my friends and, you know, my friends, like even from the beginning of my first shoot to like the end, it was like completely different, you know? So it sounded like I was just trying stuff. You know, I always tell people I wasn't always a photographer, you know?
So since you mentioned that, I mean, you know, because, you know, it's always a question for that is that, what was your eye for that, though? Like, what was you?
I think naturally I did kind of have an eye when I started being around other photographers and they were encouraging me and telling me, like, wow, that's actually really good to say you just started. I was like, oh, okay. You know, so moving with that, me and my two friends, one of my friends did makeup. She had actually went to school for makeup already. And one of my other friends was a licensed cosmetologist. And we would just pull up on you, like makeup, hair, photos. Like we started off mainly with like brides and weddings and stuff, especially because I had the photo booth. So class reunions, like me, and especially being out here in Vegas, you know, a lot of they would do a lot of conventions, even with like the military people, they squadron parties, like, you know, so we would basically just be able to capitalize in all these different areas, like hair and makeup, photos, photo booth, everything for those types of events, you know, so that's how it started. And then, you know, I'm a real big on like utilize my resources, right? So if I have something, like I'm like, I gotta use this.
I'm just starting to tap into that.
Man, you got and maybe that's why I'm an entrepreneur, because that's honestly one of the biggest things as an entrepreneur. Like, you really have to learn how to leverage your resources. You really have to do an inventory of everybody you have around you, how they can help you, how anybody, who you can network with, whatever the case may be. It's so important, right? But I knew I still had school money from being in the military. So I was like, let me just use this real quick. I found out the esthetician school at the time was only like 6 months long. And me and my friend I was telling you about that did makeup was actually supposed to start together. But back at the end of 2018, I don't know if you remember, they had like a government shutdown, whatever. So she had kind of got put on hold because she was trying to get paperwork from the IRS to do her school paperwork. But I was like, I'm ready. It worked out because she ended up going later and they had actually lowered the hours. So she didn't even have to stay in school as long. But I just went, right? And so once I went, also, like being in business, I always had I used to have a mastermind too out here. We used to meet every week, female entrepreneurs in Las Vegas. So that really helped me with business, like just having like-minded people. And it was like every part of a business, right? We had a person that was an accountant, so we getting knowledge out of that person. We had an HR person. Like, these people had their own businesses in those fields, though. So we getting all this information, you know, coaches, social media people, like everybody just exchanging information and that really, and holding each other accountable every week too. Shout out to Seisha, because she here too. One of my friends that I made through the network or whatever. But
and you know, I also want to say though, because why you saying that though is that, you know, about resources. And I want to say, because I know you could agree with me, is that you know, a lot of people think a lot of people is against them and hating on them, and, you know, don't want to see them do good and stuff like that.
It might be. But it's a lot more people that want to see you win, because being in business too, like, you know, you're gonna run across, you know, I mean, it's statistically impossible for you to like everybody.
Yeah,
you know, like you're gonna run
yeah.
across people that you just don't vibe with, you just don't mesh with or whatever.
Yeah.
But those one or two people, compared to the hundreds of people that I've met to really, you know, give a positive impact, and that's why whenever you was doing the show, I was just like, this is good because. You know, you just surrounding yourself with different people, seeing different things, and that's literally that's just like the catapult into who knows what.
And sis, straight up, I'm using my resources.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You're doing it right.
If you go back in my episodes,
you're doing
these
it right.
are people that I know. You know, a couple of them I don't know, but I'm actually using my resources. You know what I'm saying? I saw how blessed I was with a lot of love, and you know what I'm saying? It's working out for me.
And honestly, you know? That's what's gonna keep you going. That's what keep me going. Like, because you know, a lot of people like to focus on the people that's not supporting them, that's not being there, and things like that. And it's like, you know, number one, that's slap in the face to the people that are supporting you, and you really need to appreciate the people that you know come that support you, that help you, that's there for you in any way, shape, or form. Though, because it's not always showing up and spending money in your business. Sometimes it's telling somebody else about the business. Sometimes it's just maybe being there for your family so that you can. You know, being a support system. You know what I'm saying? Like I have support in so many different ways. I can't forget that. So it really keeps me like going forward because, and I tell the girls this too about like starting your own business and doing stuff because it's like you think about the benefit that it's going to have on you and your life and everything that is, you know, and if you had, you know, met all your goals, how would it benefit everybody else around you? So it's when you start looking at it that way, you know, oh, well, I know. I used to have a long list. It's like, you know, one of my friends, R.I.P. April. I was like, you know, I would always, we would do some lupus research. Like if I make it big, like, you know, all these things. I'm like, I want to heal this estranged relationship with my grandma and my mom. R.I.P. I mean, because that all just happened this month. You know, so those was the things. I mean, I still have a lot of other things I want to do and impact people, but you gotta think about it. If you sleep on yourself, then you sleep on everybody else. You rob everybody else of whatever impact that you bring in. What you know, and like if I didn't step out and do my thing, then you know all those people that I named, you know, wouldn't have a place where they feel comfortable to expand their business, grow their business, all that stuff. So it's like. A lot of the times you gotta do it. It's bigger than you. That's what people forget. For real. It really is bigger than you. You are here for a purpose. You have a purpose. So you can't sleep on yourself.
But if you don't love that self though, you know, and if you don't put that self on the top, real talk, of your priorities, man, and you know, making yourself at peace and happy with your within, you know what I'm saying, man. You really, like you say, you really can't be great for anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Real talk. You can't be that hand that somebody needs to pull on. You know what I'm saying?
And that's crazy that you say that because that's really what Squad spawned from was, you know, I always tell people like our mission when we started was to help professional women that's juggling or working women that's juggling their professional care, their professional lives amidst their personal care needs, right? You know, by really saving them time by having everything in one space, you know, and allowing them to be able to feel better, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, all that stuff. Because if they not good, then nobody else is going to be good, you know. And I know especially for a lot of women and moms, it's so... I guess expected to nurture and be there for everybody. Just remember that, you know, you can't be there for anybody else if you're not taking care of yourself, you know, so.
Well, look here. We gonna come back, real talk. Gotta pay these bills. We gonna hit y'all. Well, still, look, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Bro, just so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you too.
Man, I'm just so
Cheers.
proud of you.
I'm proud of you too.
Real talk,
Cheers.
man. You know, to see you, you know, what you done manifested and, you know, is out here is all white. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
It's beautiful, man.
Thank
Real
you. Thank
talk,
you so
know,
much.
And just know that we was just in that pool house.
Okay. Oh my God. We used to be so bad, y'all. And
yeah.
I'm telling you, it was times when I would be driving home after I get off late, and I'd be like, I'm literally driving home. And this is the time whenever I still had the Escalade. So I'm literally like driving the Escalade, going home from my shop to my house that I own. I'm like, my 60-year-old self would have never imagined this. For real. It's serious. And, you know, just the possibilities are really endless, you know, like it's been so rewarding for me that I don't really see myself doing nothing else. I don't.
That's good though. You're comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You're comfortable, but you're still hungry with the grind.
I am.
So I'll say that to say is that I heard about a second location.
Yes, because recently I was certified in permanent makeup, so you know, moving out of the aesthetics world a little bit and more into permanent makeup. So with that, some rules and regulations out here in Las Vegas. And so we needed a different location for me to actually perform those services, on top of the fact, like I was telling you, I don't have room for all of the beautiful women that want to be here and be a part of Squad. So I was like, you know, this is just my destiny pushing me, everything aligning at this time. So I'm like, there's no other choice. Like this is obviously where we need to go, you know? So with that, and then, you know, we had already been planning that, and we in the execution stages, but, you know, we still planning for Texas 2024. But I was telling you earlier, this second location was supposed to wait until 2023, but it's like moving a little faster, so we don't know. Texas might come faster too. You know, I love where I'm from. Point blank and period. There's nothing that's like it. You know, I love being out here in Vegas. It's a very, you know, hospitable town, and it's very convenient. But you know, you never forget where you come from. When I'm at home, I feel like I'm myself. Sometimes I have to go back, revisit, remember who I am, and come back.
But I want, since you say that though, because I know that's very important to me, but I want to ask you how important it was though to leave home though and really make that shift though. You know what I'm saying? The mindset, because you know, and I always like to ask everybody, you know, that's from Port Arthur that come on the cave, that one question, because I want
it's a good question.
in Port Arthur to know that, man, we really got a fucked up mindset at home, man. Real talk. Let's not sugarcoat it. You know what I'm saying?
Some
Real
people.
talk,
I think that you definitely.
A lot of people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And I was one of them. We was one of them.
We definitely were. You're right.
You know, and I'm not trying to push everybody to move out. You know, you know. But I'm talking for the people though with the weak mindset that, you know, they're struggling back home, man. You know, like,
it's normal.
So sis, how important it was for you to make that shift?
I think definitely for me it was really important. I mean, I had cold feet up until I left to go to the military, but I was like, you know what, all this shit gonna still be here when I get back. And you know, I've been here almost just as long as I lived in Port Arthur. You know, I was born and raised in Port Arthur. I never even got on the airplane until I went to the Air Force. Okay? I was 18 years old when I left. And I ended up going to San Antonio first basic training. Then I was stationed in Biloxi for a little while, Biloxi, Mississippi. That was fun. It was almost like Port Arthur, so it wasn't a huge transition. It was kind of slow. And then coming out here and being out here since 2005, other than, you know, some deployments or whatever. So the one thing that always kind of sticks out to me is that when you out here, you can actually see success, abundance, whatever. You know, like you see these big casinos, you know what kind of money is really, you know, around you, what the possibilities really are. So sometimes, like in Port Arthur, it's like you can only see so much. You can only see so much. You know, part of the reason why I ended up going to the military and I didn't go into a beauty industry whenever I was 18 was because I never seen nobody doing this when, you know, being in the beauty industry in Port Arthur. Like, you know, it was people that we definitely looked up to as far as like with hair and stuff, like Scotchy, Diadra, like all of them people, right?
No doubt.
And but I just never seen nobody like really. It was always at other people's like establishment stuff. I never seen nobody really go out and just like how it is nowadays in beauty industry to be completely like bossed up and be a CEO and have all of that. Like we just didn't see that. I didn't see that. So to me, and especially influence from my family, from my dad. My dad always worked.
Oh,
Twitch.
No doubt.
My daddy worked at DuPont, so
No
he
doubt.
worked.
No doubt.
So it was about going to school, getting getting a job or whatever. So even whenever I was talking about the entrepreneur stuff, I still think he was looking at me a little funny.
A little funny, yeah.
But my daddy even told me, he's like, I never worry about you.
Yeah.
He's like, I never worry about you. I just don't.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely like important. Because it's almost like even getting into like I was telling you, getting into business and being a photographer or whatever. It's like if you don't see something, you don't even know that it's possible.
Yeah,
you don't even see a trifecta of people that pull up and do all this, and then you go to this place and you see, they doing this, they doing it. Like if you don't know about that, it's just the ignorance.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can even visit a place and still truly not understand like the mechanics and the how to live in that place. So I think no matter where you are, if you feeling like you stuck, you have to change your scenery. It no matter where you are, because you could be in Las Vegas. I'm sure it's hoods out here too.
Oh yeah, it's a hood everywhere.
It's people who ain't never even been on the strip and live in Las Vegas.
Real talk.
Okay,
so
real talk. If you feeling like you stuck, I made a meme the other day. I posted it. It said, if you don't like where you are in life, move. You ain't a fucking tree.
No, for real.
You ain't a fucking tree. So like, if you don't like the situation,
move around.
And that's where it comes in, where everybody look at, I don't have this, I'm lacking this, I don't have this to do this, but they're not looking at what they actually do have. They're not looking at the resources. A lot of people will take your situation and win with it.
No doubt. And
I always tell myself the same thing. So anytime I start to feel like, I can't do that because I don't have this. Well, I have learned several times not to disqualify myself before I even try.
No doubt.
And because every time I tried, I didn't win. So I mean, I gotta, and it's really about building that confidence. Every time you stepping in that space to where you are working towards your goals and you making promises to yourself and you keeping them. That's where that confidence comes from, to keep going on and keep moving forward and hanging in there. But
well, I always see you, sis. You know what I'm saying, on the web also. Yeah. And you always talk, mentioning, the spiritual side too.
Definitely.
So, I want you to elaborate on how important, because I trust me, for the people that don't know and haven't connected to that spiritual side of them and really just, found that peace within, you know what I'm saying? I want you to, elaborate on that of the spiritual side of you, and what did that do for you?
My spirituality is so like eclectic, it's just I guess the thing I could relate it to the most, and I just don't like to put myself in a box, but mainly why I connected to this more or less is because it's Buddhism, because you take what works for you, you leave what doesn't. It's about research. It's about, not believing things for yourself, but finding out what works for you, and I think, and really about like self-awareness and, understanding that you only suffer based off of where, your mind is at. You get to pick and choose what it is that affects you and what doesn't. You can completely choose to detach and not participate in certain things. You know what I'm saying? And focus on the things that's important to you.
No doubt.
So everybody just, a lot of people have surrendered their ability to choose. They say, I can't do that because I got kids. I can't do that because my family. Honestly, it's people out here that don't even take care of their kids. So honestly, you could do whatever you want to do. To be real. Sometimes you got to make a sacrifice to get to where you're trying to go.
You gotta make that.
But your spirit, I think my biggest thing, my spirituality, I definitely pray over myself every day. I connect with myself. I really, try to ask myself, like, What are your toxic traits?
Yeah.
Where are you being delusional?
Trying to fix the problem.
Where what's the problem?
Yeah.
Are you the problem?
Yeah,
a lot of the times I find I'm always in my own way.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I just try to step outside of my own way.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to let go of things and let God work. Let things align. Sometimes you so busy trying to move the pieces, you don't realize that nothing that's for you is gonna miss you. And the more you align, the more you tap into what is successful for you, because it's different for everybody. And that's the thing that I'm learning the most. When I first started out in business, I'm a numbers person. I'm a data person. Being in the military, being in quality assurance, inspections and all this stuff. I always been a huge data person. And so I'm also an emotional person as well. But if I have the data in front of me, I don't need to go with the gut. Okay. So with that, it's like I've always had to do an inventory, over myself, over my life, and really just be grateful. Like you can't really, people don't realize that if you are not thankful for what you have, you never gonna have anything. Because it's in the mind. Because if you're always constantly thinking about what you don't have, what you lack, then you're gonna be upset. You're gonna deal with suffering. It's really about just changing your mind.
Man, and that's the truth, sis. Because before I started this, I had to go in my bag. And when I say go in my bag, man, I wasn't no big reader at all. Man, I ain't started reading until this year. You know what I'm saying? Nah, to be honest.
You had to do some research?
Probably the last last year, you know what I'm saying, right at the end. But, I had enough. You know what I'm saying? A person has to get to that point, man, when your back against the wall, you have enough.
They do.
Like, hold up, man. It's time to educate yourself, and it's time to increase to the next level.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
And like I was saying, everybody's level is different. I actually forgot what we was talking about earlier, but it's because in the beginning, I always was like focused on numbers. I want to get this many clients. I want to do this, and that. And, I would feel my business pull back. I would literally feel it like, the brakes would come on, because I was operating from the right energy. I had to remember, like, why, what are the feelings that you are trying to invoke? Like, what is your service to people? Like, what is your sole purpose? Like, why are you even doing this? Why are you here? Because then all of that stuff really don't matter, and that's whenever things really start flowing, because when you operate in your purpose, everything comes to you. And if you you can get distracted though. You start comparing. You especially in this industry. So that's the big thing that I always try to teach the girls here, teach my my clients and stuff about really knowing that there are people that are for you, there are people that are for other people. But you can't always place yourself in front of people that's not your people and ruin your confidence over and over and over again. You have to really figure out who you are, who you attract, and those are the people that's gonna really support you and help move you forward and help build your confidence.
Real talk.
And for me, I just know that my purpose in life is to inspire people. People wouldn't know half the stuff that I go through.
Real talk.
And even a lot of the girls here, they always tell me, they're like, "Hey, like you always on." No, I'm not always positive, but I'm gonna have my moments, but I'm not gonna stay there. You human.
You to learn how to shake it.
You gotta have your moments. If you want to come, and you want to, you have to believe, still understand that you're still human. You're gonna have your moments, but you just can't stay there. That's just how it is. You move around. Things are gonna constant, and this is what I remember too. Like the wheel of life, pretty much. It's like, those, you have to enjoy your good times and when you up and when things is going great, because when you in a bad time, you can't wait for that bad time to pass. You're like, man, I'm ready for this time to pass. But that good time gonna pass just like that bad time do. So you gotta be completely grateful in the good.
Sometimes just as fast.
So and understanding life's ebbs and flows and accepting that it's up and down, like that will like make you be at so much more peace. Always expecting shit to be good, like you just setting yourself up for a disappointment.
But I'm gonna praise him through the good and the bad.
Through everything, because it's always a lesson. Adversity always breeds a lesson. Like I said earlier, your greatest greatest challenges be your greatest challenges be your biggest accomplishments.
Yeah, for sure. Well, sis, give me a long-term goal though. What is the long-term goal?
Long-term goal for me is to not work. Like I want to, I do have a goal for me to retire by the time I'm 45. I want to be able to still, because I feel like I'm actually aging backwards. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel a lot more healthier. I take way better care of myself than I used to.
Sure, I'll be seeing you.
So, whenever, my kids are, moved out and everything, when I still don't have one, but... I want to be able to really be there in those moments where they really need me. Like I'm trying to squeeze all of my work into this many years so that I'm not working until I'm 65.
Real talk.
I'm trying to squeeze everything right here so that I can actually spend time with my family, so I can be available to other people to touch more people. That's even where I'm at right now, and it is hard transitioning from being the person who does everything to transitioning to being a business owner where you have to have a team and you have to delegate and you have to allow other people. That's really hard for me. I mean, I'm already a very dominant person. But I'm lucky that I have people that are strong in areas where I'm weak.
Well, and that's a blessing.
It really is. It really is.
And those type of people, we got to give them their flowers on the daily.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm super grateful for those people. I am not lying. Real talk. Because I know I ain't got it all.
And that's the thing, too, in business, too. It's like, you have to realize that it's certain things that you're good at. I've always had a business coach ever since I've ever been in business, and one of my business coaches, shout out to Rhonda. Yeah. Real Life by Rhonda. But it's two things I always remember about Rhonda. The first one is you can't be in business and be in your feelings.
Yeah, real talk.
Those two don't mix, right?
Yeah.
And then the other one was, I think my little champagne getting to me a little bit. I'm like,
I pulled you a little bit more.
Man.
Let it flow, let it ride, sis.
My little cheeks getting rosy and stuff.
While we shouting out people like this, you know what I'm saying, that we need to get our flowers too. I always like to shout out Jesse Rose.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The man behind the camera. He's sitting in his producer chair right now.
Jesse has been pivotal in my business too.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all know, Jesse have always done all of my promo videos. Like he come out here, like that's love.
Yeah, for real.
But Rhonda was saying, like, if you don't know how to do that, don't be spending 4 and 5 hours doing stuff, trying to learn how to do something. You have to learn how to really leverage your money too. While you sitting up there and you're the person who is the income generating person who's doing income generating activities, but you over here doing this, wasting time. That's not really worth your time. You could be over here, you spending 4 hours over here, but you worth $125 an hour. So then now you done spent that money when you could have just paid somebody $40 to do that and then been over here.
I got a person that make ads. I'm paying people. You feel what I'm saying? But I make me a little budget. You know what I'm saying? But I found out though, like you said though, that's very important.
You have to outsource.
And you crush time, and you know what? You also crush that frustration though. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit will have you frustrated.
Especially in the beauty industry too, because you're talking about you booking, you having to and keep track of all this stuff. Like make the process simple for your clients. Like don't make it hard to book with you because a person like me, I'm moving along. You don't have no pictures. You don't have no, you don't have, I can't just and in this day and age. Now, depending on who your target client is, if it's older people or whatever, then they might want to call on the phone. They might want to do this and that, but not everybody is gonna do that. They want to be able to have a simple buying process and streamline straight to getting what it is that they want. I want to see everything up front. I don't want to call you to ask pricing. I don't want to call you to figure out nothing. Lay it all out there and let's get this money.
Well, sis, look here. If it's one person out there that's looking for some advice to come in this industry, what would you tell them?
In the beauty industry, to me, the biggest thing is differentiating yourself. Okay, a lot of people will look at something and say, "Oh, they making a whole bunch of money in that. I want to go do that." To me, that's like number one reason why you shouldn't go do that, because it's a whole bunch of people that's already in there doing it. Unless you about to do it different. You about to have some type of niche. You about to have something that's gonna separate yourself. And a lot of the times it's gonna be you. It's gonna be your personality, who you are as a person, who you connect with, those types of things. We pride ourselves like. You know, I never ran an ad. I've always had organic clientele for the first 3 years of my business. You know what I'm saying? I never
and that's dope.
did none of that. You know, it was,
real.
I mean, I was showing up to network events.
Yeah.
I'm meeting people. I like people. You know, I like to meet people. I think people are interesting. Everybody have a story, you know. So for me, it was nothing. But there's people that don't like to talk to people.
Yeah,
so that's where,
yeah.
you know, you have your strengths and your weaknesses. You have to find what works for you. But, you know, I hit the ground pounding to really build relationships and connections with people that became generational clients. You know, like
the connections is important.
Yeah, so it could be your mom, but now your mama, your cousin, your sister, everybody's coming. And that's the other thing about being thankful for the people that you have, because y'all, people in the beauty industry are running after new clients, but you're not even taking care of the clients that you have. If you really foster them, you take care of them, people that are just like them, because you're all, obviously people like them already like you. So there are other friends that are just like them. You need to really be taking care of them, for them to be the brand ambassador, for them to be the people that really bring everybody to you. Take care of your people. Take care of the people that take care of you.
No doubt.
And that's kind of like where I am right now in the circle too. Shout out to my current business coach, Coach B. You know, you have a business, right? You have the owner. The owner takes care of the workers, so that the workers can take care of the clients. And then the clients take care of the business, and the business take care of the owner. So it's a circle, you know? So my biggest thing is making sure that you differentiate yourself. If you decide, like, you know, you start out, and that's what I'm going through with some of the, you know, our new girls and stuff. You start out wanting to do everything, but eventually you realize where your true passion is, where your niche is at. Like, for me, I started out doing everything, but I ended up gravitating more towards like brows and lashes. You know, that's what I started specializing in. And it, to me, it's more important to really focus on a certain group of people instead of trying to. I hate when people are like, yeah, I do it this and I do it for all women of all ages, and I'm like, no you don't. I'm like, no you don't. And if you know, are trying to please everybody, you never gonna please anyone. You know. And it's like, for me, I feel like my client, I always call my clients my clients. They my clients plus friends, because my clients come to me not. I know I'm not the best lash person. I know I'm not giving the best facials on earth. You know, or whatever the case may be, but I'm giving a quality experience, you know, for these people. So it's really about understanding that you have to differentiate yourself. Why are people, and understanding the people that's going to connect with you. Like, if you don't have no kids or anything like that, then you may not have a huge mom clientele, because y'all can't relate, which I'm going to talk about. And then, you know, a lot of ladies are like, they think they want these super rich clients. You know what I'm saying? It's like, girl, you come from the hood, y'all not going to even have nothing to talk about. You're going to be in there feeling all stuffy and feeling weird, and like, you know, and for me, but that's, everybody is different, because like for me, I don't want to deal with anybody that I feel uncomfortable. I don't care how much money you pay me. Like, I want to be around people that, you know, it feels good to be around them. It's a great energy exchange or whatever. So it's really about finding your people and niching down and really attraction, marketing, targeting the people, and serving that specific group of people whenever you're in the beauty industry, because there's no shortage of people that's doing beauty. It's just not. Like, how do you, it doesn't matter how great your lashes are, you'll be crazy if you think it's not somebody out there that does a better job than you.
For real.
Like, you shortchanging everybody else, like like that's not just not true. There's always somebody better than you. So why are people gonna come to you over, you know, everybody else? And then also with beauty, like, just don't get burnt out. You know, make sure you have systems in place. Make sure, like, delegating, even if it's just you. You know, have how-tos so that, you know, your little brother, your uncle, whoever can, you know, read this.
Real talk.
And know how to create an invoice for you, know how to schedule an appointment for you, know how to do all of that in the beginning. You have people that are there to help you, that want to see you win, so you just have to leverage them.
Well, hey, y'all done heard some great game. Real talk. This podcast has been amazing. Real talk. I done came out here to Vegas, man, and Sister spilled all the tea about the beauty industry. Real talk. And gave you some game about starting it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, this has been episode 13 with my sister Stephanie Gunner. Real talk, sis.
Yes.
Let them know your Instagram, your Facebook, or whatever. You know, they can check you out.
Absolutely,
on the
absolutely. So we are the same across the board.
Mm-hmm.
At Squad Beauty Professionals on Facebook, on Instagram, and SquadBeautyProfessionals.com. Feel free to add me on Facebook,
Yeah.
Stephanie Gunner Writer,
Yeah.
or on if you feel safe enough to follow me on Instagram at Say That Steph.
Hey, and if you're in Vegas,
Definitely.
make sure you come through, man. Even fellas, if you take your
Yeah, we take care of the fellas
Real
too.
talk.
Gentlemen's facials, back shoe, all of that.
Look at that.
All
Real
of that,
talk. And
yep.
bring your lady with you.
We are right across from Palace Station. We're right here off of Sahara,
Real
right
talk.
off of the 15. So
Yeah.
very centralized location.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's all family in here.
Real-
We are here to take care of people and make people leave here feeling better.
Yeah.
Point blank and period.
it's a beautiful space. And
Yeah.
like I said,
Thank you.
it's great energy in here. You know what I'm saying? So sis, look, what I always do on the cake, we always grab our glass.
Okay.
We take a
I'm already tipsy. I don't drink, y'all.
We make a toast and
Cheers.
we tell the people we love you.
We love y'all.
Episode
For sure.
14 on the way. We out.
Like I'm all alone. Not a shoulder for me to cry on, nigga. Make me wanna pull that fire on, nigga. I need shelter from the rain. I'm just trying to ease the pain. From a boy to a man, just understand that I can't get enough, so I'm grinding like a maniac. 2018.